Hello awesome people, welcome back to paasolocreates video tutorial. In this video we are looking at how to design a church flyer in Adobe Photoshop. So without further ado, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and comment below on what you want to see next on this channel. So without further ado, let's dive into this. So first of all, Ctrl N for a new document, then let's go under print, and we are going to print this one as A3. So we will select A3 and we can choose to name our file over here. So let's say church flyer, then click on create. A new canvas is going to open in Photoshop for you. Then we are going to start by developing our background. So first of all, I'll double click on this hand tool to fit everything to screen. Next, with the help of the rectangle tool, so when you come to the tool side over here, you are going to see this rectangle tool. I'll select that, and then I'm going to draw a rectangle above half of the shape, just like this, and leave it. Okay, so this is what we are going to use, and you can see I have stroke option at the top here, so I don't want any stroke. I'll select this and I'll select no color. So when you click on this one, it's going to remove the stroke from it. Next, make sure you click on the move tool, or you click on V to go back to the move tool. So when I am on the rectangle tool and I want to go back to the move tool, I'll just click on V. And as always, I try to bring you shortcuts so that as you are learning, it will improve you in your subsequent works. Okay, so next, with this one drawn, I'm going to add a gradient to this one. So first of all, to add a gradient, I can double click on this layer, or I'll come to FX over here, click on it, and you will see gradient overlay. I will click on it to open the gradient style. So with the gradient open, this is something that I'm going to apply. So when I open the gradient editor, you are going to see this one. So let me open this one for you to see the color code that I use, so you can copy the color code. Okay, so let's do the same thing for this one. Copy the color code as well for this one. Okay, all right, then you click on OK. Then from here, you want yours to look just like mine, so make sure you have the reverse check. So if you don't have the reverse check, you are going to have something like this. So make sure you have a check, and the angle you set it to 90 and the scale 80. So please, these are my own figures I have picked for this project, so make sure you pick your own figures which will suit what you are trying to do. Okay, next I will click on OK to accept changes, and boom, this is what I'm going to get afterwards. Then from here, I have some pattern that I would like to use. So there are two, so let's try and see which one is the best. So I'll click and drag this one into Photoshop, and then I will leave it for it to load, and I'm going to scale this one up just like this to fill the whole canvas. When you are done, you click on enter to accept changes. Next, you can see this one have taken over the color, so I would like to mess with the color. So what I can do to mess with the color is to change the blending mode. So this is it, and then let's change the blending mode from normal to multiply. Let's go and see which one works best for us. Lighting, screen, color dodge. So I'm just going through the blending mode to see what suits for this design. Okay, so I think I'll settle with multiply, and then I can see this one is also too much, so I'll reduce the opacity. So let's reduce the opacity to maybe 30%. Okay, so I think 30% is nice. Let's make it 20 and see. So let's settle at 20%. Okay, you can even go as further as 10%, and I think even 10% is cool for this design. Okay, we don't want to show too much, but either increase it to maybe 15%, because we don't want it too much. We want something at the back to, you know, have some kind of that effect, you know. Okay, so from here, I would like to bring this shape a little down because I want to have more space at the top. Then from here, I'm going to use this pasta. So he is going to be my main pasta, so I'll click and drag and make him a little bigger. Okay, then let's go for another person. So let's go for these two people. So you can see I'm just scaling them, fine-tuning it to get the better result that I want. So scale them, then from here I will position it to the various places I want to have them. When you take your time to go through this all by yourself to fine-tune these small details, is going to make your design very nice. So you can see how I have arranged the pastels. So you have to just take your time and position them, and make sure you bring the main pasta on top, and you know, those kind of small details is going to make a lot of difference. Okay, so next you can see this one has overlapped this one, so I would like to bring the main pasta on top. Then I'm going to add a layer mask. So this is the layer mask. I'm going to add this one. I'll click on it and you can see a layer mask has been added to this one. So I'll add the layer mask to all of them. Okay, then with the first one, I'll make sure the layer mask is selected. So if you want to see that the layer mask is selected, make sure you see the white outline is on it. So if you have this one selected, you see that the white outline is on the main thumbnail, but when you want to have it on the layer mask, you make sure that the white outline is on that layer mask. Okay, so from here, with the help of the brush tool, so when we select the brush tool, with the layer mask, black conceals and white reveals. So with this one, if you want to make your brush bigger or smaller, use the square bracket you can see on your keyboard, okay, to make it big. So we have white here, so what can we use as the opposite color? That's black. So we are going to paint with black to conceal that area, in other words, to hide those pixels. Okay, so I'm trying to hide these pixels to match it with the background. So when you are done, you do the same thing for the next pasta. So I'll make sure I have the white outline on this, making sure it is selected, and with the help of the brush tool, make sure you select the brush tool and you blend this one in. Then I will select the last pasta and blend that one too with the background. Okay, so guys, at the end of the day, this is how it is going to look like, and I would like to boost up this color because it is a little dull, so I want it to pop up a little bit. So I'll click on it and then I will just increase that so that it pops up a little bit, so you can see what I'm trying to say over here. So I don't want the color to be too much red or too much violet. Okay, so I want it to be in that kind of middle. Okay, so let's maintain this one, and it's okay for now. So I can also do same for this blue. I'm trying to make the color pop so I can get that difference that I want in between them. Okay, and also I can see there is a violet inside, so I can add another gradient. I can add another bar, and then I'll select that violet that I can see in between them, so that it is going to give me that sort of color, because I'm trying to find it but it has become difficult. Alright guys, so let's maintain something like this. So we have this sort of flipping in between them. Okay, so let's see, let me drag this one a little near, and also drag this one a little near to this one, and see the kind of effect that I'm trying to bring on board over here. So you just have to spend some time to fine-tune this small detail so that you are going to get more of what you are looking for. So when I am okay with it, let me create a copy here then I can click on OK to accept changes. Next, I'm going to bring in my logo that I'm going to use for this design. So I'll click and drag this into Photoshop. With the help of the move tool, I'm going to move this one all the way up, and then I will use the transform tool you can see here to make it a little big. Okay, when you are okay with it, you double click on it or you hit on enter to accept changes. Then with the help of the text tool, I'm going to type, so this is the logo of the church, so I'm going to type the church presents. Okay, then I'm going to add the other information, and I have already typed the other information to speed up this work. Okay, so I'm doing all this to speed up the work, because I don't want us to waste much time here. Okay, because we have to end very fast on this video so that we can go and do different things as well. So I'm going to use this font, so please make sure you note down the font so that you can also download and use it as well. And I'll set the color to black. Okay, but I can see this one is too harsh, but I'll use it like this, Ctrl O to fit everything to screen. And if you want to zoom in, you can hold down Ctrl and use the plus on your keyboard to zoom in. Minus will zoom out. Okay, next I'm going to start to add my text. So I'll open my notepad and I'll copy the first text. Okay, so with the text copied, with the help of the text tool, I'm going to paste in the text. Then I'm going to change the font as well for this one. So please, you can note down the font. You can also note down this font and use it in your project as well. So again, I'm going to change the font to a different one. So please, you can note down this font and also use it in your project as well. So I just downloaded this font that I found on the internet, and when I open my browser, you can see I downloaded this font from the font.com. I wanted to show you, but my network is down, so it can't open where I downloaded it. You can see the font.com, and you can see this one from the website information, that this is the website that I use, and you can see everything. So the font.com, when you come here and you search this font, you are going to be able to download the same font. So from here, I will increase the size of the font. So I'll just click and drag this T here, or you can just click on the move tool to accept changes and Ctrl T for free transform. Then we can scale it from here. So there are many ways you can increase the size of this font. Okay, so I'll just increase it to fit a lot of space, because this is the main text, and I'll place it somewhere here. So next, I'm going to make sure this one is fit to screen. So to make sure it is fit to screen, I'll go to select, and then I will align this one to center. So I want to make sure it is at the center. So that's how to make it at the center. Next, I will double click here to open the layer style, and I'm going to add a gradient, a sort of gradient, not too much gradient, but a light one. So when you select the gradient, you are going to see the last gradient that you applied, and I'm going to change this one to a 2 gradient. Okay, and then I'm going to change this one to a yellow. So I want some yellow, but deep one. Okay, click on OK. Then I'm going to open the other one and select another yellow, but I want this one down. I don't want the yellow here too much. Okay, so at the end of the day, this is what I'm going to get, and I really like what I am getting now. Okay, so let me make all of them yellow. All right, so at the end of the day, this is what I'm getting. Then I'll click on OK, so you can see how you can also get the same thing. Click on OK to accept changes. All right, so next I'm going to add my next text. With the help of the text tool, I'll just paste in the next text, and then I'm going to change this one to the first font that we use. I'll scale this, and then I'll position it where I want it to be. Then I'll make sure that this one too is aligned to the center, so we can click on Ctrl A to select everything. Then you can just align center, and let me position this one somewhere here and change the color to white because the black can't be seen well. Okay, then also you can also reduce the spacing in between. There you can see I have -20 here, so I can even go to -40 so that I close up the spacing between them to get this kind of effect. Next, I'm going to add the theme of the program. So with the help of my rectangle, so I'm going to draw a rectangle just like this, and then I'm going to corner the edges. I don't want any fill for this one, so you can do the same thing here. You click here, you select no fill, and let's select white here. And then also I'm going to increase this one to 10 pixels. Is it too much? Let me click outside. See, I think it's okay, but I want to corner the edges, so I'll open the property sheet. If you don't have it, please go to window and you are going to see property over here. Select that, and then make sure you have the layer selected, and we will be able to corner the curve. Okay, so we can corner the curve, and I think 124 is the final deal for this one. When you are satisfied with it, you click on this arrow to hide it for the meantime. So at the end of the day, this is what we have. I'll use my arrow keys to bring this one a little down. Okay, so next I'm going to copy my text, and then I'll come and paste in the text. So I'm going to also use the same font that I used the last time. So select this one, add a new layer, then I'll come Ctrl V to paste. Then I'll reduce the size all the way down to, let's say, 12. I think 12 is too small. Let me increase it a bit. Okay, so let's go for 20. I think 22 will be nice. Okay, so 22 is okay for me. Then I think the spacing in between them is too much, so let's bridge them a little bit. So I'm going to bridge the spacing in between them just like this. Okay, Ctrl O to fit everything to screen, and boom, this is what I'm having. Next, so next I'm going to make this one a little bit small to have a lot of space. Okay, just like this, and I'll select these two layers again. Then I'll reduce the size a bit small also. Then I'll bring this one a little bit up. So Ctrl O to fit everything to screen, so you can see small we are going. Okay, so next we are going to add the date, the time, the venue, and the other pastors or the other ministers. We are going to have them on board, but let's stay a little bit organized. So with the first layer selected, select the pattern that we added, Ctrl G to group. Let's name this one as background, and let's give this one a blue color. So I have it here. Scroll down, so you right click, then let's do the same thing for the images. So let's say pastors, photos. Okay, photos into bracket pastors. So there we have it. Then let's give this one an orange color. Then we have the logo. So let's say logo in one folder. Then the other text that we are just adding, all of them is also going to be in one folder as well. So let's say text and info. So text and infos, and I'm going to give this one a green color. And also please, I will leave the link in the description below to download the resources or the sources that I'm using for this design. But if you want to purchase this PSD file, I'll also leave a link. You pay a small amount, as low as 13 cedis if you are in Ghana or in Africa. You can use Momo transaction to perform this, and if you are outside, you can use PayPal, Visa card, whatever that you can find, you can use it to perform this transaction. Okay, so we have one shape here, so let's open another group and name this one as shapes. So all my shape is going to also fill this one. I don't want to have any color for this, so this is it. Okay, so I would like to bring my logo on top, text follow, shape and photos and other stuff. Okay, so let's come all the way down here, and then let's add the date that we are going to do the program. So the date is also going to be 22nd. Let's change the color to white so it can be seen very well. Okay, so I can see we have some demo writing B here. I think it is the font that we are using, so this is demo version of this one, that's why we are having that writing on it. But no worries, no problem with it, you will be able to survive throughout. Okay, so then let's leave a little space, just like maybe 2 space. So this one is going to be 22nd to maybe, let's say, to 30th. Okay, so guys, let me change the font to something else. I would like to maintain 2 fonts for this design, but you can see this case, this font is using some weird thing that I don't like to see in the design. So let me change the font. Okay, so let's choose this font. So please, if you don't know the font, just note it down. On top here you can see we have the name of the font here. So next, I'll open this layer style, bring this one back to 0 so I can have a little spacing. Then I will click on this double T, okay, to make them caps. Okay, because I want them in caps. All right, so this is it, 22nd to 30th. In what month? Let's say next month, and next month is what? June. Okay, so June 2020. So I will make a copy. Hold down the Alt key or Option key, click and drag to make a copy. Double click on it to replace your text, or you just come and pick your text to Ctrl A to highlight everything, and then let's input our date 2022. Okay, so I would like to have them on the same line. I want all of them to be on the same line, so let me leave some space in between this one. Okay, so that it's aligned with it. Okay, then I would like to replace this one with a circle. So let me replace this one with a circle, just like this. Draw a tiny circle, no fill for this one, no stroke rather. Okay, then let's apply the gradient that we use for the background. So I'll open the background layer, right click on it, on that shape that we have the color. So we are going to copy the layer style. So let me collapse it again, and then select this shape, then paste the layer style color. Okay, so boom, this is what we are going to have. I can double click on it here, and then I can change the angle, or let me choose this gradient that we added earlier. No, let's maintain this one, and I would like to uncheck the reverse and also drag this one in just like this. Okay, to have this nice smooth effect, and also make this one 0. Okay, so next from here I'm going to add a shape. So to add a shape, go to your shapes tool and then select the custom shape tool. So with the custom shape, you have access to many shapes as you may want. So I'll come to legacy shape and more. So open that, then let me click and open it more. Then let's open this one and I'll select arrows. So with the arrows, I would like to use this one. So just this simple arrow, click and drag that into Photoshop, so it is going to open for us. Okay, Control O to fit everything to screen. Has it opened? I don't think so. So let's try again. So rather you will select that, you click and drag to make the shape yourself, then make sure you have no stroke on this one, so select none. Then let's choose a white fill for this color as well. So I'm going to make this one very tiny, just small. Okay, I'll select both of them. So with this one selected, I'll hold down the shift key, add the other one, then I'll have access to the alignment tools here. Okay, I will align this one to the center, Control O to fit everything to screen. So we have our date added. So what next? Next, let's add the venue that we are going to have this program. But before that, let me lock the background. So with that group selected, I can click on lock, and also we can select these two shapes, click them and drag them into shapes so that we are staying organized. As I said earlier, let's drag these two text into text and infos. So we have a very small layers over here, but they are in the folders. Okay, so we can only click on this one and then move this one on top. Okay, then you can see we have a problem here. So the problem is that, let me delete the shape that I brought myself. Okay, so just like this, you'll be fine. Control O to fit everything to screen. Then I would like to move this one a little bit on top and leave some space for your design to, breathe a little bit. Okay, so next, with the help of the rectangle tool, I'm going to draw a rectangle just like a line, small tiny one with no stroke, with a white fill. Okay, you click on the move tool to accept changes, and you can see the line is too big for me, so I'm about to reduce the size of it. So zoom in, make it as tiny as you can. Control O to fit everything to screen. So I like what I'm seeing. Next, I'm going to open my text, copy my next text. Alright guys, so I'm going to use the font that we use for this test. Okay, so you can note down the font over here. So you can see the font, the same font that we use over here. I wanted to use the same font for this one, but I was getting the demo, the unregistered version. Okay, so this is it. I'll bring this one a little bit down. Okay, just like this, or let's try to use what the font that we are using and see. I think that one too isn't bad, just that it's covering a lot of space. That's what I don't want. I want it to cover a very small space, but it's trying to cover a lot of space, which I don't want also. So I don't want that neither. So what can we do here? So this is it. Okay, so this is what we have now. So what I will do next is to reduce the size of this one a bit. Okay, I'll select both of them and align this one to the left. Then I'm going to have the time that we are going to host the program. So I'll draw a rectangle just like this, and then I'm going to add a gradient. So double click here to bring the layer style as always, then select gradient overlay, then we can maintain something just like this. Okay, so I think something like this is okay. Click on OK to accept changes. Then let's go to the text area, Control to copy, Control C to copy. Then let's come and paste with Control V. So just like this, we have our date. Next, I'm going to make a duplicate of this shape, but I'll make this one a little bit small, so just close it. Then I'll double click on the gradient overlay to open the layer style, and I'm going to change this one to, let's say, yellow. You know, we use yellow in the design up here, so let's see. Let me move up for you to see. Okay, so we have yellow over here, so let's change this one to that yellow. Okay, then we don't want to have any color here. Let's select white here, click on OK, then I'll click on reverse, so I'm going to have it the opposite way. Then I'm going to click and drag this one to have this nice sort of shadow. Okay, click on OK to accept changes over here. Use your arrow key to bring that shape a little bit down. Then we are going to add the area leaders of the program here. So copy, make a copy of this one as well. Then I'll change the color to the blue that we have here, so I'll make a sample color here. Double click on this one, then I'm going to paste in the text, reduce the size as usual, and I'm going to make this one very small. Okay, next I'm going to use my custom shapes to, you know, bring in another shape just under the arrows. So this time around I'm going to use this, so I'll zoom in and then I'll click and drag to bring this nice arrows. Okay, so this is pointing the leaders because I'm going to, you know, put the leader just near to this shape. Okay, so position this one here well, reduce the size, no stroke for this one, and then I would like to use the blue color I use here, so make a copy. Then I'm going to click and drag to make a copy. Let's make one more copy, so click and drag to make a copy, and make sure you use the smart guides to help you align them together. Okay, or you can select all of them and you click on this and it is going to align them for you. So boom, this is what we have. And lastly, we can add our social media handle, so we can say something like connect with us. That's maybe PCC, Paasolo Chapel, or Paasolo Christian Ministry, so whatever you call it. So this one too, I'm going to make a copy of this, replace the content, Control A to highlight everything, paste in that text. Then I'll make this one small, very small, bring it a little bit here. Then I'm going to add the church details as always. So this one is going to be the icons. So let's see if we can find the social media icons. I have YouTube here, I have what again, Facebook must be here, Facebook here, and let's see if you can find Instagram as well. So Instagram too is here. I'll click and drag all of this into Photoshop, reduce the size one by one. I'll zoom in and I'll position it just where I want it to be. Make it very tiny. Click on OK to accept changes. Do the same thing for the Facebook. Then I'll do the same thing for YouTube as well. So please, if you haven't liked the video yet, what are you waiting for? Please like the video, subscribe if you haven't yet, and also comment below what you have learned in this video. Let me know what you have learned. You know, graphic design take a lot of time, so we want you guys to appreciate us. So if you want to appreciate us, you can check the links in the description below to, you know, kind of sort of appreciate what we do. And we will also be glad that you people appreciate us, that what we are doing is no waste. Okay, so I would like to change all of this one also to white. So how am I going to do this? I'll double click on the layer to open the layer style as always, and then I will select color overlay, select white here. Maybe yours might be, the opacity might be at 50, so you have this effect. Make sure you click and drag it all the way to 100%. Okay, then what we can do next is to right click and copy layer style, and then you paste the layer style on each of what you want to make it yellow, and boom, this is what you are going to have. We can select all of them, Ctrl G, and name this one as icons. So our layers are becoming too much, so let me select all of this one, then right click and I'll merge this shape because they are the same thing. Okay, and then I have some text here. I would like to click and drag this text into my text and infos, collapse that group, then I'll collapse this one too. So this one too is a shape. I drawn two shapes, so I'll click and drag this one into the shape, and the arrow too is a shape. So you can see by just grouping our infos, you can see how organized we have stayed. Okay, so when you give this PSD template to anyone, the person is going to be able to, you know, use it as easy as you can think of. Okay, so lastly, I'm going to add our contact. Maybe you want to contact us and know what is going on, so you can use this number to contact us, but I would like to reduce its size a little bit. Okay, and you know, I don't want any of this one, so I'll click and drag the FS into the bin, and I'm going to change the color of this one to all white. Then I'm going to, you know, use this blue color, so I'm just making a copy. So you click on Control or Option, you click and drag to make the copy. Then with the help of your text tool, let's replace this one with what I have here. Control V to paste. Then let's reduce the size as well. Alright, so this is what at the end of the day we are going to get. So you can also change this one to this font that we were using, so that you kind of have it as little big as you want it. So you can use this font to get it a little bigger as maybe you want to have it. Okay, so just like this, we have created this cool effect in Photoshop. Alright, so now that we have all the details of the program here, let's add the pastors, you know, because let's add the leaders, because we say fellowship leaders, so we are going to add them here. So with the help of the rectangle, so I'm going to draw a rectangle. There are 6 people, so I will draw the first one just like this. Just gauge with my eyes. Then with this one, I don't want any stroke on it. Let's choose white for here, and let me position it just here. Then I'm going to make a copy here. Alright, so let me bring it a little closer. and I'll make another copy here. So you can see the smart guy just help me to stay in the middle. Next, I'll select all of them and bring it a little bit closer here. So you can see all of this one is in line. You can see all of them is in line. So I want this one to also be in line. Okay, so I will select all of them, and then bring this one also down. You can see I have leave a lot of space at the top. Why? Because I'm going to add their names there. I'm going to add their names over there. So this is what I have now. Then also I'll make a copy of this shape, bring it here. Okay, then I'll make it the same thing as this one, then select both of them and I'll align them so that it is going to be on the straight line, and move this one a little bit up. So I'm going to copy this layer style. So right click, copy layer style, and come and paste the layer style here to have that nice effect that we had earlier. So I'm going to add my last text that I would like to add in this design. So with the help of the text tool, I'm going to paste in this content, but with this one I would like to use this font that we have been using. Okay, so this is what we have now. Reduce the size to fit the screen or to fit the size of the shape. Alright guys, also remember to save your work. So Ctrl S to open the save as dialog box, and then you choose the place you want to save the work. So let's say I want to save it at here. I have already the name that we started with. Then I can click on save. Next, from here I will select the first shape, then I'll go to my resource files, and then I'm going to add the first person. So he is going to be the first person. I am a member of Church of Pentecost, so I'll bring my pastor first. Okay, so I'll place him here and then fine-tune the small details to get the good results I wanted. So just make sure it fills all the space. Alright, then from here Ctrl Alt G to create a clipping mask, or otherwise you right click on the layer and you say create a clipping mask. Okay, next you can see we have some excess at the edge which we don't need, so we can hold down the Ctrl key and make sure we have that shape selected. So hold down the Ctrl key or Command key and you click on the thumbnail to make a selection around that area. Then from here we can rasterize this image and we would delete the place that we don't want, but it is going to delete the portion that we want. So in order for me to do it the other way around, I will click on Ctrl I to invert. I will click on Ctrl Shift I to invert or inverse the selection. Then I'll click on delete to delete the part that I don't want. So when I select it, you can see it is only this place that I'm trying to select. Next, I'm going to click and drag this one. So I'm going to move fast here because we have wasted a lot of time and I don't want this video to be too long so that it doesn't get boring. Okay, Ctrl Alt G to create a clipping mask. Okay, then using my arrow keys to bring this one down. Alright, then what I would like to do to remove that excess that I did earlier was to first of all Control and P command on the Mac to make the selection. Then I'm going to make a copy of the main picture, so Control J to make a copy. Then I can delete this one, so you just click on delete key and then we can create a clipping mask again. or with this one we don't even need a clipping mask. So let's bring the next image. So all what I did was, first of all, create the clipping mask, Ctrl Alt G, position the image how you would like to have it, just like this. Click on Control, click on the thumbnail to make a selection, Ctrl J to make a copy, then delete the main image, then boom, we have it just like that. Okay, just like that. Okay, so let's go fast with these ones. So you can see small we are here. So what I would like to also to do next is to brighten this image a little bit. So you can go to image, brighten, image adjustment, and you choose brighten and contrast, and then we can brighten these images just like this. Okay, so make sure you see what you are doing. So all of the images that is dark, you just use this technique to bring a lot of details of the image just like this. And you know that editing images is also another video, like for another day, because some of the images that we use is so not good. So you have to take your time and edit the image so that it fits what you are trying to do. Okay, so and then we can also go further on just like this to also edit this image by adding more brightness to the image, and boom, you can get a good result from here. So you can see what we have now. The images are brighter than it was before, so we can add their names. So let me add random names. So this one is Apostle, so let's say Reverend Eric Nyamiche. Then let's choose white and reduce the size a bit. When you are okay with it, you click on enter to accept changes. Then make sure you bring it closer to him, and then we can move from here. So what I would like to do next is to paste the layer style here. So I'll paste the layer style, that is the yellow that I already have. I will double click on the layer style to open it. Then I'm going to click and drag this one here. I want to have a lot of the white more than the yellow, so something like this is cool. So when you are okay with it, you click on enter to accept changes. Then let's say the same thing goes for this man as well. So let's select all of the three. So I'm holding down the shift key to do that, and using my mouse left clicking to do that. Make a copy of this, hold down the shift key to keep them straight line. Then from here we can change the names as we wish. So double click on it and maybe say Reverend, or say Mensa. Okay, so Mensa, maybe Bonsu. Okay, so with these small details, you can change the names of your people. Okay guys, so basically this is the final design. So you can see we have one mistake. So the mistake is that this one is not aligned. We have a lot of space down here. So what I can do is select all of them. Let me save my work before I do that. So I will select all of them, just like this. Then I will group it, so Ctrl G to group, and then I'm going to go to select all, and then when you are on the move tool, so please make sure you are on the move tool, then you'll be able to align this one to the center. So when you are done, you deselect this one, then we will ungroup this one because we don't want to have this one as a group. So this was the group that we did, so let's ungroup it. Yes, so you can see ungroup layers is at the top here, and boom, we will have it back just like this, and the work is grouped, everything is nicely done. Okay, so what I will also do next, so it's okay for now. I wanted to move this one a little bit up, which image is too big. Okay, delete this one, so let me bring this one a little bit up, this one's a little bit up. Okay, all right, so we were trying to group everything, so let's make sure we do the same. So let's group all of these are the images, so leaders, photos. Okay, so we can have all of this one in one group. I think we missed some, so I will click and drag this one into the group. Okay, so everything is in it now, and also we moved and left something behind, so let's try to bring that. Okay, so all of this one too is part of the icons, so I think I have the icon somewhere here. It's too far, so let's try. Okay, let me give this one no color, collapse everything. Then where is the text and infos? Bring this one here, text and infos. Okay, then this one is a shape, this one too is a shape. Click and drag this one to the shape group, this one too is a shape. Arrow too is a shape, so I'll click and bring this one here, and this one too is a shape also. Select no color for this one, put it in the shape group. Then all of these ones are text and info, so click and drag this one here. I have these icons, so click and drag this one into the icon. Where is the icon? Okay, so this is the icon. Collapse that one, and then boom, we have the last text here. So Ctrl G to fit everything to screen, and boom guys, this is what we were able to come out with. I hope you like this video, you enjoy it. If you want to see something similar just like this, please leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this video, and until next time, peace.